How many of these robberies did you roughly do you reckon?
We never used to touch no one. We used to just run in there, jump over the counter, grab the money and run out. But what happened is, I think it was the anger that was inside me. Just the anger at home, not being happy. It did teach me a lot. And it helped me later on when I was in prison. And as I've gone out, I've seen a Range Rover. I've seen someone I know in the back of it and I see them pull it down. So as they're pulling it down, I just heard shot after shot. Fire returned back on their car. I said, yeah, this is serious. I don't know what came over me, but I just said to myself, I'm not going back to prison. So I just stuck the thing out the window and I just let it off. I just done it until there was no more. Threw it out the window, you get what I'm saying?
So did you ever get round to finding the people you were after? Quincey, welcome to the show, mate.
Hello, Dodge. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, mate. This would be very much looking forward to this one.
Yeah, same.
Let's roll all the way back. Where did you grow up, and how did you end up getting banged up for 22 years?
So basically, my life started, as far as I can remember, it started in Clapham.
Yeah.
Obviously, I was born in Kennerton, which is like St. Thomas's Hospital, in that area, but a house burnt down. And then we moved to Clapham. But before we moved to Clapham, my dad got mental health. My dad suffered from mental health, and then he got schizophrenia and he was trying to kill my mum. I heard, a few different ways. So it was just me, my mum and my little sister. And then we moved to Clapham and then my mum met some guy called Vincent. Vincent, he was like the biggest gangster in Brixton, basically. Do you know what I mean? And she went out with him. And then from there, kind of like, my life kind of changed from there. Just kind of like a road of criminality, even though I wasn't getting involved in it, but that's all I was seeing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, he had a shop on the front line in Brixton and I was based there all day. Like, after school, straight to the shop. And the shop was based on the front line. And the front line at that time was like the mid 80s, late 80s, early, you could say early 90s,
yeah.
91 or 92. But that was just, it was set up like the English blacks against the Jamaicans. It was that set up. And most of the time I saw everything. I was just sat on the doorstep, just watching everything from the shop. Do you know what I mean? So that was where I lived. That was how I got taught everything. You know, like I was thinking the other day, like, even though you don't actually teach me to go and shoot anybody, but you're in that environment where it's all happening. Yeah. So basically, once you don't need to, like most of the things I realized, you don't need to learn through someone telling you. You learn through seeing. It's just like when you're in school. Yeah. They put it on the blackboard and then you do the same thing. Yeah. So that's what was happening on the front line where I lived like most of my life. We're from Clapham, we moved to Brixton Hill. Yeah. So it was from the Brixton Hill to school to the shop. Yeah. Brixton Hill school to the shop, and that was my life really.
Brixton Hill, I bought my first house in Brixton.
Blenheim Gardens.
Was it? I was Kingswood Road, next to the prison.
Next to the prison.
Yeah. That's like 20 odd years ago for me. But so what was growing up around Brixton, it's a tough place to grow up, right?
Yeah, very.
Very, very tough.
Very.
What was school life like for you? Because you were obviously going to school, doing your thing, and coming home and being around naughty people. Yeah.
So basically, the school that I went to, first I went to a primary school. It's called Hazelrig, but that was when we was living in Clapham. So when we moved from Clapham, we moved to Brixton Hill. It was just like a walk down Kings Avenue, straight down Bedford Road, Hazelrig. But then secondary school, I don't know why. Up to this day, I don't know why they put me in the worstest secondary school as my first secondary school. But I suppose it was just like a convenience, innit? Like, if you heard of Dick Shepherd?
No.
Like, Dick Shepherd's the worst school in the area. And it wasn't like I was bad in Hazelrig, but that's where they put me. Do you know what I mean? So I was in the worst school in the area, the worstest kids. Like the head teacher, he got killed. The head teacher. Not when I was there, but later on in life. Wow. Yeah, so R.I.P. Mr. Lawrence. He was a good man as well, actually. Yeah. But so I after a while, I didn't even like the school. So I ended up probably, doing stuff that makes you not stay in school. So, as you know, lots of fights, being abusive to thingy bills. But at the time, I wasn't happy at home anyway. So there was a lot going on in my life at the time. And then it got to the stage where I started committing crime, a bit of crime. And then...
What sort of age?
I was probably committing it from like 11, 12. And then when I got to a certain... When I started to... Not certain level, because it was all low crime. Stealing, maybe a little fight, a little assault or something. But then I got to a police station one day, and I was getting in and out of police stations. And then we phoned the police station, the officer, to get my proper adult. And then my mum come on the phone and they said, she said, your mum said she don't want you no more. So you got to stay in the police station. So that was around that age. And then from there, I went into care. So from there. But obviously I knew it was partly, it's my mum's fault, because at the end of the day, Vincent is not my dad.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I know he didn't want police coming to the house either, because they don't know he lives there. And obviously he's doing what he's doing in Brixton. So.
What was your relationship like with Vincent, knowing he's not your dad and he's living at home with your mum?
Do you know what, yeah? It wasn't the worst. When if I'm being honest and I look back on it, it wasn't the worst. I had more problems with my mum. I don't know why. Do you get what I'm saying? But it wasn't the worst, because he used to do things like tell me one of his sons to beat up men on the street who owed him money, and they couldn't do nothing because he was standing there watching. Yeah. So he used to do that. Go around to shops, people who owe money. He used to tell us to attack them, and they were defenseless really, because they wouldn't fight back. Do you know what I mean? But because
Vincent was there,
because he was standing there.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? But it was like, I don't know. When I look back on it now, it's like he was kind of training us. Yeah. Like the way you do with dogs. You know what I mean? Just to be vicious. So he used to do that, but at the time I didn't see it as it was an abuse thing or anything. It was kind of like, like you're young.
Way of life.
Yeah. And then obviously you're seeing, what I'm seeing around is that's what everyone's doing to each other. The big men, they're fighting each other, and he's just showing us how to do it. Do you know what I mean? So I was going through that, but then he brought me to boxing. At first I was doing football, and football I loved. That was like my one thing that I loved. Like I liked to get out of the house. I liked to play football. I won trophies, stuff like that. But then they moved me into boxing. And when they moved me into boxing, I didn't like it. I didn't even like getting hit in my face.
Yeah.
I didn't like it at all. But then, as you know, like the humans, they can just adapt in it. They just start adapting to anything. And then I started to get into it, and I started to win nearly every fight I was in. But what happened was, I think it was the anger that was inside me. Like just the anger at home, not being happy. Do you know what I mean? But it did teach me a lot, and it helped me later on when I was in prison, which I didn't know where I was going on my way, but I suppose it was a kind of a protection later on that helped me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So that in a way it was a good thing, but in a way it wasn't, because obviously I was going to prison, which is not good for anybody. But in prison I was able to stand up for myself because I learned how to box, if you get what I'm saying.
How did you feel when the old Bill said to you, your mum doesn't want to see you, and you felt abandoned?
I was devastated, man.
Yeah.
I was devastated. I was only young, 12, 12, border, 13. Sometimes you take it for granted, keep getting it. You don't expect that to happen. Do you know what I mean? And it probably still affects me now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And even my relationships with women and stuff. Yeah. One sign of any little rejection or anything, I'm like, cut. Like, that's not happening to me again. You get me? I'm not going to feel that pain.
Yourself.
Yeah, I just protect myself. Any funny stuff, I'm just like, I don't want to know. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, that really messed me up at the time.
Hi guys, just giving you the quick heads up. We've just launched a new VIP membership on Patreon. This gives you exclusive episodes, behind the scenes footage never seen before, VIP community chat, and early access to all episodes. If you love what we do, for the sake of a cheeky pint a month, £5 a month, come and support the channel. It allows us to grow even bigger.
Obviously I went into care, but when I was in care, I met some of the nicest people, the black people that was, like when I used to go to the London care homes, they were more like, just more of the same, like some of the rough guys from school and that. But then when they used to move me to countryside, I met some of the nicest, like the carers and that. Because some of the ones in London, they were actually, I remember I was one and they was actually giving me lists, you know, like of going, because they knew that we used to do burglaries. And they used to give us lists, you know, like the people from the care home. Yeah, I want a TV, I want a video. So that it was all corrupt in London. Do you know what I mean? Corrupt staff, bad kids, everyone's bad. But when I went, like I said, when I moved out, I went to Margate, Reading, all different places. Like the care, that I got shown care. Like I got really shown care. Like, you know, like nice people that looked after me and brought me to places. And
so were you going to school in those areas?
No.
Or were you in the care?
No, I wasn't going to school because what happened was, after say around a month or 6 weeks, or maybe 2 months, after I get settled, I start to get bored.
Yeah.
And then I get my money, you know, like the pocket money, and then I go straight back to Brixton.
Yeah.
And I go back to Brixton and I stay at my friends. If I can stay at my friends, I can. If I can't, I could be homeless for the night, or I might break into flats, you know, like abandoned flats, sleep in there. Or sometimes I used to sleep on, you know, when you go to the bus depot, go to the bus depot, sleeping in the bus depot. Sometimes I used to just knock on my mum's house. Sometimes they didn't let me in, sometimes they did. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it was just like that really. It was rough. But there were some people that I could rely on. Like through that time I met a family and they used to let me stay at their house all the time. A woman called Monica, Justin and Errol and Margaret.
So what was your relationship like with your stepdad? You were going to care homes and you coming back and being on the shop. Were you still being on the shop, or did you?
No, when I was in care homes, I'd never gone back to the shop. I never went back to that part of Brixton.
Yeah.
I used to stay in the other part of Brixton.
Okay.
I wouldn't go down there. I just wouldn't go there. I didn't want him to see me. You know, I didn't know what he was going to do to me. I didn't know if he was going to even do anything to me, but I just didn't want to see him. So
you sensed at that point that you wanted to stay away?
Yeah, I didn't want to be around.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be around. Then like, I wasn't going back there to ask, oh yeah, why can't I come back home or anything? Yeah. I was starting to, you know, just be cold now.
Yeah, okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like, that's it. Like, you abandoned me. I'm just gonna be here, innit? Sometimes I used to go, if it gets really peak, I used to go to the town hall.
Yeah. The town hall is where, do you remember the town hall opposite the fridge?
That's what I'm on about.
Yeah, remember when people keep under there? Then they would set off all the water chutes.
No, I don't
Do you not remember that? They
no.
set off all the water chutes and no one would sleep underneath.
No, because when I used to go to the town hall, on the side of the town hall, Acre Lane, there's a little buzzer. You press the buzzer, you say your name, and obviously I'm a child, innit, at the time.
Yeah.
So they just let you in. And they let you in, and there's a little room, and there's a phone. And you just sit by the phone, and when that phone rings, they tell you that your black taxi's outside, and it brings you to a new children's home.
Is that right?
Yeah, just like that. Yeah, just sleep on the table like that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then bam.
So what was your movements then coming up into your teens? Obviously starting off doing petty crimes, thieving, fighting, all the stuff that happens at 12, 13, 14. What was happening when you were in your 17s, 18s when you turned into a man?
17,
More
18s.
of a man, I guess.
Well, basically, we was doing robberies.
Yeah.
But our crime kind of stepped up from, you know, just like snatching phones, busting arcade machines, shoplifting. Went from that to, because basically what happened is I started to smoke crack cocaine, probably around 13, 14. Yeah. And then obviously once you do that, it's just like your education is speeding up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's speeding up. So then what we started to do is rob building societies and post offices. But the way we used to do it was like, we never used to touch no one. We used to just run in there, jump over the counter, grab the money and run out. But what happened is we was getting away with it so much, the law changed the law basically, because they were thinking like they can't really give us that much time.
Yeah. So
they changed it to robbery, but robbery now is, even though you're not hurting no one, you just turning up with the aggression or the presence was with the intent, and they turned that to robbery. Yeah. So as soon as that happened, I was getting bailed all the time, innit, because I was a kid. As soon as that happened, bam, remand, straight into prison.
At what age?
15. As soon as I turned 15.
Straight into Brixton, Wandsworth?
No, Feltham.
Feltham, okay, yeah.
Yeah, straight into Feltham. Because before I was going to the most extreme thing happened to me at that time was like the secure units. But I never stayed those for too long, because I'd have a fight and then they move me to the next one. And then they'll say, oh, there's something wrong with him. And then they'll download me back into children's home for me to, you know, just have a little assessment and stuff like that. But then as soon as I got to 15, put me in the prison. obviously the first time I went to prison, it was very scary at the time because I didn't know, even though I've been conditioned all the way, the children's homes, the secure units. But obviously I'm here now with people who, like usually when I go to a children's home, I'm probably the baddest one in there. Yeah. But when I'm going there now, there's these bigger people, muscly people, all types of stuff. So it was, and then obviously, there's the staff, they're adults in it. Yeah. So, and they're not very friendly. At that time, they're not paid to be friendly, innit? You're in prison. So yeah, that was scary. And then obviously, but like I said, human conditioning, you start to get used to anything, innit? Like, some people say, oh yeah, if I went to jail, I couldn't do it. If you go to jail, you have to
adapt.
You have to, and you got no choice, innit? So after a while, that just became the norm. And then they gave me 3 years. Yeah, so out of the 3 years, I think I'd done 2 years.
And you said you were 15 and they gave you 3 years. Okay, you've done 2 of the 3, okay.
Yeah, and then I came out, like you said, that age, 17. I was out for 6 months, done the robberies again, and I was smoking again, and then done the robberies again, and then went back to jail, got 5 years. And then I think I done 4 out of that.
And what was that 5 years for?
Robbery again.
What sort of robbery?
The same robberies, the post office and the banks,
And what sort of dough are you? What sort of dough are you thinking I want to go and rob?
Like it could be. I could go in there if it's not. I could get unlucky and maybe get 2 grand, but you could get 30 grand. You could get 40 grand. You could get 50 grand. It was like that. But then obviously there's a few of you, so you might have 12 grand each or 17 grand or something like that.
Do you know what I mean? Going in wearing ballies?
No,
nothing. We just going straight.
No, nothing. Bloody the clothes, the clothes, the designer clothes that we're wearing, all the bloody Versace and Moschino, bright. There's no thinking. There was no thinking. It was just, I don't know. There was no thinking behind it. There was no plan. There was no gloves. Because what we're trying to do is
blend in, normal.
Yeah. So, we go in there, there's a queue, go and get a leaflet. We're looking at the leaflet like that. As soon as the door opens, pounce. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes it's the Abbey National. The Abbey National, obviously, there ain't no glass. So you just time it and just jump over. Do you know what I mean? Like my friend, he got knocked there one time, got knocked out clean in the Abbey National. But it was just chances. It was more opportunists, more because we didn't know we was going. We just jump on the bus or jump on the car. We jump on the bus, say, oh look, there's one there. We will jump off and then jump down.
You're joking,
yeah,
me?
Yeah.
So there's no plan whatsoever.
No,
were you all carrying?
Nothing. There's no carrying. That's what I'm saying. It was just. That's why I said at first it was theft. Because there was no weapons, no one was touching anybody. Do you know what I mean? It was just like the element of surprise when you do it. Everyone was just, they can't believe that it's happening. Like, so that is why they changed it to robbery. They found a way to, because you turn up with the intent.
Yes.
Even though no one got touched, they still felt that fear. And that's how it got changed to robbery.
So give me an example. Give me an example.
Steaming.
They call it what, sorry?
Steaming.
Steaming.
That's what they turned it to, the term to, steaming. Okay. Go on, you want an example? Go on.
Give me an example of how many lads would go and do a job off the cuff, and when you jump over, what's everyone doing? You shouting and screaming, causing chaos?
All right. Say there's 5 of us.
Yeah.
Just say 5. Sometimes it could be 3, but just say 5 of us. So 5 of us. If we go in a car, there'd be 5 of us, more than likely. 1 guy's in the car, parked out around the corner. 1 holds the door, the door as we go in, and then 3 of them will just jump over. Or sometimes, like if it's a post office, when you go to the post office in the shops and there's the parcel hatch, but underneath it, there's a half wooden door.
Yeah.
So 1 will just run and just, kick it until it comes off. They're shocked. Do you know what I mean? And then 2 of them just run in. And obviously, at that time, we know that the safes in the post office are time safes. They open at a certain time. Like, there's no code. It's like lunchtime it opens, so they can lock it back over lunch when they go for lunch. In the morning it opens, and at night, just before they lock, it locks then. So those are the times we'd run in. So 2 of us will run in. 1 will be like on the shop floor, maybe with, whoever's in the shop, just standing around. And then you go in there, just grab the money, and you just run back out. Just simple as. Or some of them, like you go to post office, like there's glass, but just up to there.
Yeah.
Jump over. Just jump on the counter and start jumping off. Sometimes they'll be hitting you with the stick. Do you know what I mean? But you're still trying to.
What fear was there in people in there? If you're not carrying, what fear was there? Or were you just screaming and shouting to cause chaos?
That's exactly what's going on.
Okay.
That's going on. Move back. Stay there. Do you know what I mean? Just all of that. There was Yeah, like I said, if there was weapons, we would have got real bird.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like the only time probably someone will get hit is if someone, you know, like if someone jumped on them,
Yeah.
and you're trying to get them off them. But most of the time, everyone was just stunned. Do you know what I mean? Because it was quick. It was in, probably no more than 2 minutes out.
How many of these robberies, when you weren't carrying, did you roughly do you reckon?
Easily. I easily done 30, 40. Easily. But I got arrested quickly. I got taken off the street quickly. But most of those ones were probably, most of them 30, 40 was probably before they changed it to
Steaming.
Yeah,
okay.
Because I just kept on getting bail.
Yeah.
Bail. They just had to keep bailing me because I'm young and it's just theft at the time. So, but then obviously my other friends, I reckon there's probably a couple of us that probably got into 100. Do you know what I mean? Just between post offices and building societies and banks. Because obviously the building societies, there's no counter.
Yeah.
But banks, you got to sit in there, you know, you go in there around lunchtime and you wait for, you know, if it's busy, you can just sit down and wait, like pretend that you're waiting for someone and then the door will open.
And what we're talking in mid-90s?
Yeah, 1994,
and,
95,
and
96,
and the
97.
CCTV round then?
Yeah, there was CCTV.
And you still didn't give us...
No, like even when we get nicked in the police station, it's just you're bang too. Like he shows you the pictures. Yeah, that's you. That's you. It's obviously it's you. You probably even got the same clothes on right there, because you're not in that. It's not professional.
Why? For someone so like off the cuff, bam, why did you not even think of wearing bellies or protecting yourselves? Was it just like liberties? I don't care.
No, do you know what? I actually never thought about it because, like I said, we're wearing the same. You know, at the the Moschino and Versace. You know, it's patterns clothes. It's patterns.
Spot them a mile off, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And you was wearing them in the dance that Saturday, and then you're doing a robbery on them on Monday, in the clothes, and you're not gonna throw away the clothes. They're in your house because you spent lots of money on them. So it's just like. It's weird mentality. Yeah, it's weird mentality because you don't want to get rid of the clothes because they're expensive, but you're wearing them on robberies. So when the police come, they're just all there for you. Yeah. So most of the time, you just plead guilty.
Yeah. So where was the time? Have you ever been caught on a job?
Yeah. I got caught on a job in Watford. So basically, I went to do a burning site in Watford. It didn't work, and then on the way back, we saw a post office. You know, on the way back from that one, jumped out. I think it was in Bounds Green. Jumped out of there, done that. We'd actually done the post office, took all the money, and then the police got our car. But they was already looking for us from the building society. Yeah. So as I said, no thinking again. You'd think you just want to get back home after the failed one, but it's just the greed. And remember, we're on drugs as well. Not on drugs in the car, but we're taking drugs in this period of our life. So there ain't no thinking. It's just. We just need money.
What drugs? Crack?
Money. Crack, yeah.
And smoking it?
Money and smoking it, yeah. Not on a pipe, just spliffs.
Yeah, okay. And what feeling does crack give you compared to cocaine?
It's let me think now. Like you put obviously it got to the stage where we were smoking spliffs that probably 30, 40, because the more you smoke, the more immune. Yeah. So there's rammer that you want. Sometimes we're smoking spliffs and you can't even burn. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? How much stuff's in it? But when you used to pull it, it's just like you just forget everything. It's just like, you don't realize. As young, remember we were saying about the rejection, the pain, the loss, and everything.
Trying to suppress all of that.
When you take that one pull, it just disappears. Yeah. It just disappears, and then as it's disappearing, you're thinking you want it to keep disappearing. So as you're smoking that spliff, you just built. I used to have 10 spliffs, the Rizla, the cigarette. I'm smoking this, and I'm trying to make sure, I'm suppressing this pain that I can feel. I'm just keep on building them and building them and building them and building them. And then I'll just sit there all night. My girl will be there. Don't even really want her to touch me. Yeah. I'm not really feeling in that mood. Do you know what I mean? And then I go sleep for maybe 2 hours. And then, you wake up to reality and you just know how to make the reality go away. Yeah. Which is go back out, get some money, and do it again. And like I said, that's why I said there's no thinking when it comes to, okay, gloves, thingy bob. You just fling on any clothes. Probably fling on the same clothes that I done the robbery in last week. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? There's no thinking about it. It's just that this pain needs to go away. Yeah. And I know how to make it go away.
But at that age, you didn't know it was pain.
No, I didn't know it was pain. I didn't know it was pain. But when you wake up 2 hours later on, you know, like you had a rough night and then you wake up 2 hours later on, you feel like shit. Yeah. So.
Straight back on the gear again.
Yeah, but you got to rub first because more than likely you smoked everything already.
Does smoking crack, does it make you high, ready to go and do a job?
No, well, I don't know because I've never ever smoked crack to do a job. Like you see when you see the drug addicts in the street, like they haven't got enough money to be able just to sit down. Yeah, they'll maybe lick a pipe. And then you can see them walking around, they're on it, they're looking for their next thing. Yeah. But the amount of money we was making, all we used to do is first go to West End, spend half of the money on designer clothes. Say I got 12 grand today, I'll spend 6 grand on designer clothes, and then I'll come, and then, you know, I'll give my girl some money or anyone who's around me, because, you know, you're in a good mood. Do you know what I mean? You pay the cab bloody over the odds, everyone, and then you buy a drink. Your other friend might not be smoking crack, but you buy him some weed, put some money in his pocket. You know, like everyone's your friend. Yeah. You know, like,
you think?
Yeah. Everyone's your friend. Yeah. So, and then you're giving them more money. But by at that time, if we're smoking, we might buy an ounce, where the guy on the street, he's just buying one rock. Yeah. So we've never had to think we need to smoke and go back and look. So we've never had the energy of smoking and then going to look for it. Yeah. It's when when we get our stuff, we're having a session and we're smoking all night until it knocks us out and we go sleep. Or we smoke weed and we drink some drink until we're out. And then you wake up the next day and you want to go back out there again. It's never smoke a spliff and then you're looking for the money. Yeah, okay. It's never like that because we got enough money to be able to sustain us all through the night.
So when you got banged up and got a 5 then, was that the one you got a 5? Is that because they looked at it and said, mate, we know all of these ones, all the ones that's happening around there, that was you? Or they just got you on that one?
No, I remember like when I got the 3, that was for the robberies too. Yeah. Yeah. And then they come out and then the 5 is when I got caught banged to rats. Yeah. Well, I just told you about. They caught us on the job after the post office. But obviously in that time period where I was out, when they do arrest me, they show me other pictures of other robberies that I've done. Yeah. And it's either I'm going to plead guilty or not, innit? Yeah. Or TIC taken into consideration. Yeah. That's what they used to do as well. And obviously you're so banged to rats, you just think,
how did you feel when you first went into adults, Nick? That time then when you got a 5?
Well, when I got a 5, remember when I finished the 3, I was like, I came out like 17 and a half. Yeah. And then I was out for 6 months. So I think I had my birthday on the street. I turned to 18. And so when I got that 5, as I was finishing up the 5, they put me into scrubs. Right. The adult jail on that one.
And what was that like, being an 18-year-old going into a man's jail like that?
No, not 18. You see, by the time I got to 20, just bordering on 21. Yeah. Yeah, that was scary again. That was like the same feeling I had when I first went there, 15. Yeah. Because when I went for there first 15, before you go to jail, at that time, 1994, there's this holding center they used to bring you to. They don't do it now. But everyone went in there, the adults. I think that's why I was scared actually. Yeah. Because the adults and the young people are all in one holding center, in one big cell. And then they start calling out your thingy bob. So that same feeling that I had when I was 15, I remember the officers as well, because that's a fight a lot. The officers, you know, they're really trying to put the scares up you. Yeah. Like, you're going there, you're not going to be Mr. Charlie Big Potatoes anymore, blah, 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 blah. So they're already putting the fear of God in me. And when you do get there, and then you see these big adults, bloody bodybuilders. Do you know what I'm saying? You're thinking, all right. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Did you feel it was like a badge of honour going to Nick? Do you always feel like on the streets in Brixton, it's a naughty place, right? Is it like, right, I'm going to be going to Nick? I know I am at some point. And once I've done Nick, I've got a badge.
Do you know what? Yeah. I never ever thought about it like, because me personally, you see where I've been growing up in the care system and the finger up homes, it kind of just became a way of life for me. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just a natural process. Do you know what I mean? I got abandoned from that age. And really and truly, what have I got anyway? I'm in prison. It's not like I'm losing anything. Like, the place that I call home already sent me packing. And I haven't got nothing anyway. Do you know what I mean? So really and truly, prison and certain people became my family.
Yeah. In that 5 years, when you come out, how old are you roughly?
20, just about to turn, no, I was 21.
So you come out 21.
Yeah.
What was your movements after that? Straight back to Brixton?
Yeah, I went straight back to Brixton. And I went straight back to Brixton, but my friend, my friend was going out with my sister. He wasn't my friend. I know him. Yeah. I know him before obviously my sister knows him, innit? So we used to do little bank robberies together. Yeah. But he was from Peckham. So she's going out with him now. But he's like a top drug dealer. Yeah. So before I come out, they both come to visit me. And he's told me, yeah, he's going to do this for me. He's going to do that for me. He's going to do that for me.
Do it for you or to you?
No, he's going to do this for me.
Help you out?
Yeah, he's going to help me out. He's going to help me out in this way, help me out in that way. Yeah. But before I came out, no, I think before I came out the last time, I saw my dad for the first time.
My real dad?
Yeah. He was still mentally sick. Yeah. But I remember he said to me, don't do them robberies again. That's what he said. And that stuck in my brain when I was in, because I've had no conversations with my dad before, innit? But it just stuck in my brain. Like, he was sitting down and he's quiet, he doesn't even speak. And he just said, don't do them robberies no more. And it kind of stuck in me in the prison, innit? So I said to myself, yeah, I'm not going to do them no more. I'm not going to smoke drugs no more. So I stopped smoking. And then I come out, and then he said, yeah, he's going to do this for me, he's going to do that for me. So I was like, okay, we'll see, innit, when I get out. So I was out. Came to see me straight away. I just said, no, I'm just chilling at the moment. You know what I mean? But after a while, started to get cold feet, innit? So then he come to see me. We went shopping. We done this, we done that. And then he gave me his line. It was a phone line. It was just ringing every bloody second. Non-stop every second. But it wasn't in South London. It was in Camden. So yeah, I used to work on the line. And obviously people from my community where I'm from got jealous, and people from his community got jealous of me and his relationship. Yeah. So he was becoming more tighter with me. And there was 2 more of his friends that was close, and we was all like running the line together. So obviously he got himself involved in some kind of transaction that went wrong. But it wasn't his fault. It was some guy from Bristol. It was his fault. Yeah. And so what happened is these people from my area started putting pressure on him.
On the one from Bristol?
No.
On your mate from Peckham?
Yeah. Because he used to go to school with them, innit?
Okay.
But obviously when they used to go to school together, they was more bullies and he was more kind of not. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, like through life and understanding of life, you know, sometimes you can still be fearful of people, you know, like if you've been through something with them when you're young. Yeah. And I could see that with him and them. Do you know what I mean? But I've been growing around these people all my life. So really, to me, there was just other guys from my area. Do you know what I'm saying? So when they was trying to call him to go and look for his mate, I'm like, no, forget that. You can't look for your mate. That's ridiculous. He said, yeah, true. So we just went about our business. And then before you know it, that guy got set up. He went to some girl's house and they tried to shoot him out the girl's house. I told him not to be at that girl's house, but you know, he's from Bristol, but you know, he thinks he knows more than me, you know, about the people in the area. He didn't listen. And then he got set up. And then after a while, we kept on going to parties. And every time we go to parties, as we're coming out the parties, people were shooting at us. Do you know what I mean? So it happened once, happened twice, happened 3 times. And then I just said, nah, I'm not, cause you know, we used to take E's those times. We was going partying, so it was E's. So we were taking E's now. At first, it was funny. You know, when we was getting away, it was funny. But then the 3rd time, it was so close, it was like, I didn't want to take E's no more. Do you know what I mean? So I went out, but this time I've gone out with a gun now. And then I've gone out, and as I've gone out, I've seen a Range Rover. But I've seen someone I know in the back of it, and I see them pull it down. So as they're pulling it down now, I just heard shot after shot after shot. Do you know what I mean? So then obviously fire returned back on their car. And then, I said, yeah, this is serious. So, but where there was loads of them, and there weren't loads of us. And then, true, he got arrested. My sister's boyfriend.
Yeah.
Him and his mate called Maniac. They both got arrested. So now there's only 2 of us left.
Yeah.
Just me and my mate called Bugsy. So I decided, you know what, obviously we need more firepower. So I bought a Uzi, innit? Yeah. So I bought that now, and I put it. I was in King's Cross just chilling at one girl's house called Ashleen. And I had it, she didn't even know it was in the house. I had it hidden in the house. And then my friend Bugsy, I think he likes to drink, innit? So he was drunk and he phoned me. He said, yeah, let's go and look for these guys. So, but I remember sitting down in the city, and I remember something said to me, don't go out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I actually remember it. Remember it. But because of the excitement of, the thing that I got, I'm thinking, nah, I'm going. Do you know what I mean? So I got it. Again, like what I was saying to you before, there's no professionalism about what I'm doing. I haven't even checked the thing to see if it even shoots. I haven't even loaded it up or nothing. I just picked it up. I put a bandana around. Had like a, that the shoulder lock or whatever it's like, something comes out like that. Yeah. So I just put a bandana around it and hanged it there. I had a long coat. My friend picked me up. No, not that time I didn't have a long coat. I had a hoodie, like Metallica and like the big ones, and left it under my arm. Got on the back of his bike, was driving around. I think it was a day of Luton Carnival, whatever that day is. It's in May. There's a carnival in Luton. So we're driving around the streets, but the streets was empty. So we're driving around, can't find no one. And right now, because I've got this, I really want to see them. Do you know what I mean? Because there's loads of them. Like there's at least 20 of these guys. Do you know what I mean? So rolling around. We're driving around Brixton, went down the road. When I went down the road, I saw some girl and she was saying to me, I need to be careful. I said, I need to be careful of what? But obviously I wanted more information from her of who she's talking about, but she was talking very vaguely. She didn't want to say names, obviously. She seemed scared, but she seemed like she cared for man at the time. So I just said, yeah, no problem. Boom. Jumped to my bike, took a left. And as I took a left, I saw a group of guys outside my cousin's house. So I'm thinking, it's them. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't them. It was just that there was a group of guys outside my cousin's house. So obviously we pulled up. And as we pulled up, I've jumped off the bike and I put my helmet up because I wanted them to see who I was. I didn't know who they was at the time. But as I done that, a police van come behind us, innit? And I don't know if the police van can see this here. So as soon as it happened, they just turned their light on. Woo, woo, woo. So I jumped back on the bike, put the helmet down, and we drove off. Obviously, we were going to lose the van, innit? We're on a motorbike. But my friend, he lived maybe like 7 streets away. He didn't live. His mum and his brother lived there. So we drove there quickly, shook off the police. And we shook off the police. We jumped off the bike and jumped in his car. He had like a little Mercedes SOK. So we jumped in the car. Well, I jumped in first and then he jumped in after. And as he jumped in, I looked in the rear view mirror and I saw his bike light on, innit? I said, yo, bro, turn your bike light off. Obviously, I'm not worried about the police no more. Yeah. We've already lost them. So as he got out, as he stepped out of the car, you just heard firing. Bah, 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 bah. And then I looked at my wing mirror and I see 2 people creeping up to the side of my car with balaclavas on. So they're creeping. So obviously I wind down the window and I took the thing out and I've gone to do like that, but nothing's happened. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, like I said, there's no professionalism. Yeah. It's just, I don't even know what to call it. I'm trying to understand it now as I'm talking to you.
Which is game.
Yeah, and then I'm talking about even the robberies. I'm just thinking, okay. So anyway, so I looked at it and then I saw it's like a knob. on the top. So something said, just pull it back. So I just pulled it back. And as I pulled it back, I saw the side open up and you saw, you know, the bullets. You saw it selecting it. So I put it out the window again and then went, and obviously once they heard that, I looked in the wing mirror, they were running. Do you get what I mean? So where I've seen them running now, my adrenaline's pumping in it. So I've got out and I'm just spraying anywhere. Do you know what I mean? You could just hear it hitting the cars, you know, the car doors. It's hitting the car doors. And then obviously they're hiding behind cars and they're firing back. And then at this time I don't even know where my friend is. But I saw there was like an old man and a little girl trying to cross the road, innit? And obviously they were hiding. So what I'd done was I just sprayed it up in the air. And I just told them to come. And I made them, I got them out of danger. And the judge even said at the time, obviously he said, if I didn't have done that, he would have gave me more. Because he said, obviously it was discriminately I was doing it, but I had no care for my life at the time. Do you get what I'm saying? So it was a thing that, like man, I was doing what I was doing, but I don't, even all through my life, because even one stage, those people shot up a car with my sister in it. And I went round, that same day when I was on the bike, I went round to their house and I saw their mum and their sister. And I showed them what I had on me. And I said, listen, keep the women out of this. Do you know what I mean? Because if you don't, then it's going to come back to you lot. Because right now I could do what they done to my sister. Do you know what I mean? So I know, you see, even though I was doing what I was doing, I was living the life I was living, whoever showed me what I was doing, they still showed me, about kind of have some kind of, I don't know, humanity in me. Do you get what I'm saying? And obviously, I've seen Vincent do stuff like that. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, even though he's bad, he'd still be caring to vulnerable people. Do you get what I'm saying?
Which are kids and women.
Which kids are women. I've seen
and
him,
older people.
Yeah, I've seen him do that. And that's probably where I got that from, because obviously that's the only place I've learned any of this bad stuff in his space. Do you get what I'm saying? But like I said, that if the judge said, if I wasn't that, I would have got over 20. He said he definitely took that into consideration because I didn't care about my life, because obviously I got 3 people shooting at me and I've stopped for them and they came to court and said the same thing. Do you know what I mean? But so after they crossed the road, I just went back then I started chasing them. Down the road and then they got off, jumped back in the car with my friend. He had bloody bullet holes in his vest. They shot him in his chest twice. He got out of the car. He had he was hurt. You get me? But we drove off. But now I'm more pumped, because obviously he's a bit hurt, from the shock. And obviously I've seen them running. Do you get what I'm saying? And remember, they've been making us run, for all the parties. Yeah. So I'm thinking, this is our turn now. Like, I'm not actually saying it, but that's the frequency I'm running on right now. Like, it's our turn, innit? So I phoned a couple of my mates and I said, bring your weapons and that, innit? Basically, we're gonna go and get them tonight. So we went up to Croydon, a place called Atlantis, Pearly.
Yeah, the club. Yeah.
So we went up there and so we went up there, and then went into the car park of the club. As you've gone into the car park, it's like a traffic. Yeah, like, it's a traffic because it's a packed. So I thought, let me jump out the car. So I jumped out the car now.
This is on the same day?
Same night,
okay,
couple of hours later on.
Okay.
All I've done is change my clothes. Yeah, okay. That's all I've done. And then, again, I've got masks, I've got gloves, I've got everything, but they're not on. They're in the car, just on the back seat. Just on the back seat. I ain't wearing none of this stuff. It's just like, like when I was going to the shops, I thought, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. When I went to get the clothes, I went to get my vest. Because after seeing him get shot in his chest, I had a vest. And I had it for ages, I just didn't wear it. But when I saw him got his chest, I went and put it on. And I brought all the ballies, I brought all the equipment. So, so we've got here. So I've jumped out of the car. And I'm going to I'm looking in every car, the windows of every car that's in front of us trying to get into this car park. So I'm looking in there. Obviously it's very intimidating what I'm doing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm not thinking about the time. I'm actually pumped right now. Do you know what I mean? So I'm looking. I'm just looking for anyone who's connected to these guys, kind of. Them or anyone connected to them. Like I'm kind of in that frame of mind. So yeah, I'm doing that. And then there was a young guy in the car with me called Gems. He was game as well. But I didn't know he'd done the same thing as I was doing. He used to see me doing it and he started doing it. So then all I heard was, Quince, help. They're trying to get my gun. So I'm like, what? I looked around and I've seen around 8 guys just stamping on him on the floor. Do you know what I mean? So I'm like, right. But what it was is they were stamping on him, but then he said they're trying to get my gun. So that's what made me, go into Fingerbub. So I ran over there and I've just sprayed it basically, at the crowd of people that are around him. So I think it hit somebody. It hit one person because obviously that's what I got arrested for. It hit one person. He fell on the floor. And I picked up my little friend. He picked up his gun. And then we ran back to our car. So we ran back to our car now. And we ran back to the car. Obviously, because I've sprayed a lot of shots earlier, I was looking to see how much, shots I've got left. And obviously I just sprayed on the floor there. So as I done that, I was messing around with the clip. And then bam, it just went off in the car. But it was one of them Audis, A3s, everything's electronic. As soon as that happened, it went through the dash and the car just went vroom, all the electrics in the car was not moving. And then as that happened, police car pulled up behind us, the blue light flashing, woo, 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 woo. And I'm thinking, right, what are we going to do? But obviously our other mates are in the BM in front of us.
Yeah.
Fact, it didn't really matter at the end of the day, but yeah. Maybe they should have come. Maybe they should have just driven off. Yeah, but they came back. And as they reversed back, we got out of our car and jumped in their car. So we jumped in their car and we're driving off. And then I told my mate to go, I don't know, I think I told him to go left or right, but he didn't listen. He done the other one. Because obviously he's panicking.
Yeah.
So he's not listened. But as he's not listened, this police car still following us. And then as we've gone round, he's gone back all the way round. When he's gone all the way round, we've gone back past the party. So as we've gone back past the party, there's hundreds of police there now. So they've joined in, in the thing. And then every road that we've driven past, there's 2 police cars, just joining in. Like there's no word of a lie. In the car was blue. The amount of sirens. Yeah. It was just everything was blue. So, and then there's even, I think there's probably even, like they're at the side of the road as well. Just waiting for us to pass to get in. So I'm thinking, raw, like what are we gonna do, innit? So, and I don't know what came over me, but I just said to myself, I'm not going back to prison. That's what I knew in my mind I didn't want. Do you know what I mean? Like, like I've just been there the whole of my life, just existing. And I'm just saying, I ain't going back there because if I go back there, and for this as well, I'm thinking, yeah, it's life, innit?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I said to them, shall I shoot at them? And everyone said, no. I said, so what are we going to do then? And then he said, I don't know. We're still driving. I was thinking, we're not getting away out of this, innit? So I just stuck the thing out the window and I just let it off. Like I wasn't even looking what I was doing. I just done it until there was no more. Threw it out the window. My friend had one as well. Took that off him. It's like just a little 6-shooter. Shot that out the window as well. But left that. He wanted his. I gave it back to him because it wasn't mine. And then and then obviously it was more frantic behind us, because of the shots. There was lots of skidding around and then we crashed into Fortney Pond. It's like a little barrier. It's like a metal barriers. We was all gonna jump out, but then he reversed and the car came out. Went round the circle, driving up past Tesco, and then the car. I think they put that thing in the road.
Yeah.
What's it called? The
spikes thing.
Yeah, and then the wheel goes, innit? The wheel goes after that. And then once the wheel goes, I jumped out the car. Remember, I'm by the window, innit? Before I was in the middle. I'm by the window now, so I got to jump out the car first. My friend went to jump out, but the car crashed into a van. So his legs, the door, jammed. He couldn't move. But as I jumped out the car, again, not thinking, I saw, the guy, the police with the guns, with the hats, the little hats, the peak with the little, that's all I remember seeing. And they were saying, don't move, don't move, don't move. But I just ran past them. I didn't even think. I think they was kind of wary as well, because remember, it's automatic fire. I didn't know what's going on. So, and then remember, there's so many people jumping out the car. It was only that one guy that got trapped. There's 5 of us, innit? So obviously they're seeing so much. And obviously I just got a t-shirt on, innit? It doesn't look like I got no gun on it, and I got bright clothes on as well. It's not like I'm dressed in all black. I'm just running. I could have been someone that's been kidnapped. Do you know what I mean? I just ran past them, and I ran straight into, where they got the houses, the gardens in between. Bam, just ran through there. And I just kept on running. But when I was running, the wooden fences, I weren't scaling them. I was just running through them. I just remember the sounds that I was running through it was like actual gunshots. Do you know what I mean? The way it was so loud, just bap, 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 running through. I'm scared of dogs, so I ran past the dog. Usually I see a dog, I'm bloody, I'm not even moving. I ran past the dog like I did there. And then I was hiding, just hiding. And then the helicopter. I remember the helicopter. And then I remember actually fucking shit myself as well. I had to go toilet right there and then. Like, that's how scared you are. You couldn't even hold anything. Do you know what I mean? And then followed the helicopter. There was like a tree on the floor. Hid under the tree, while the helicopter was moving. Hid under the tree, and then I got off. Saw some kids. Told them, I told them, what did I basically tell them? I told them like some racist person was looking for me, and they protected me and brought me all the way to Crystal Palace. Do you know what I mean? I gave him £50 for his coat, and we walked all the way to Thingybob. Brought me to Crystal Palace, got in a cab, and I went back to that girl's house, Ashleen's house.
She got away from all those old Bill chasing you?
I got all of them. All of them.
And a chopper up there doing
chopper up there, yeah, I got away from all of it.
Oh, yeah.
All of it. Do you know what the funniest thing is? Everyone got away, except for that guy that got trapped.
Caught in the car.
Yeah. So all 4 of us got away. Yeah, but we weren't in all different directions. When the court case, when you seen the court case, some man were hiding in a house, hiding in the hostel, but they caught them on camera. Next guy just kept on running. But everyone got away apart from that one guy. But we all caught through, camera or DNA or...
How did you get caught in the end?
So basically, I was in Fulham like 2 weeks later.
So this is 2 weeks later?
Yeah. I was in Fulham 2 weeks later with that look. The guy who I jumped in the car with?
Young lad.
He was, yeah. Me and him was in Fulham. And I had the phone. Because remember, everyone's in jail, so I've got the phone. The phone that we used to sell drugs on.
Yeah.
Right, they were turned off all the time, but there was a number that I needed in the phone, so I turned it on. Yeah, and within 5 minutes, bam, gun police. Like I said, for 2 weeks, nothing. I had the phone. I didn't even turn the phones on. I turned it on for 5 minutes, and bam, they was on me. Boop, 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 dragging me out of the car, kicking me. I told them a fake name. I had a fake passport because I was going to fly out the next day. And then the big Trident officer came. He said, "No, that's him." Do you know what I mean? First, they were listening because I got the passport in it. But then when he came, he said, "No, that's him." And then I just knew it was over. But at the time, they didn't even have no evidence. Yeah, they just somehow, they knew it was me, they said. And they used my license, from my old sentence. And used that to hold me in prison for a while. Why they gathered evidence. Yeah. So while they gathered evidence, by the time my license ran out, then I finished my license, went to the gate, was about to get out. Because remember, when you're doing your license, you get released from the gates, like you've just finished your sentence. So as I walked out the gate, bam, they rearrested me, and now they've got evidence. And then I was back on remand for that.
No.
And then went to trial. A lot of discrepancies in the evidence. Should have got thrown out, but at the end of the day, I did do it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it just is what it is.
Did you go guilty?
No. I went not guilty because of there were like that Uzi. I threw it out the window, but they put the car in a garage. You know, just in any garage, in like a workers' man garage, and put it there. The windows are burst out and everything. And where I said I threw it out the window, when it came to evidence, they found it in the car.
Right.
The Uzi. Do you know what I mean? So they're putting the Uzi, they're attaching it to the car. You know, like.
Okay.
So my solicitor said, yeah, just go not guilty, because at the end of the day, I'll get the thing thrown out because of where the car wasn't sealed, and you're saying you threw it out. He said that's cross-contamination.
Yeah.
So really, whereas it's in a normal garage, it should be in a police pound. It's in a normal local garage. They should throw the evidence out. But the judge said, this case is too serious. This ain't getting thrown out. And he used
serious.
his power.
Shooting at the old bill.
Yeah, he used his power, and then I just got found guilty. But like I said, I did do it. So I was just trying to get lucky, basically.
That first time when you were outside the club and you fired out and you said you hit one, was that an innocent bystander?
Yeah, so basically what happened was the little guy who was with me, he saw what I was doing and tried to do the same thing. But when he done it to one car, he looked in their window. There was another car behind him that was a group of cars. So when they see him doing that, they jumped out of their car and just jumped on him. So yeah, those guys that were attacking him, that's the one of them, that's who I shot.
Right, okay.
Do you get what I'm saying?
So did you ever get round to finding the people you were after?
Not that night, no, not that night. The next time I saw them was in prison. Me and them had a fight in prison. Next time I saw them, like 6-7 years later.
How long did you, what was that sentence? How long did you get?
14.
You got a 14?
Yeah, and I done 10 out of it.
Were you expecting to get more?
Yeah, definitely.
What were you expecting to get? 20 plus?
I thought I might get nearer to 18, 19, 20, around that area. That's what I thought. But I think also because of, the discrepancies in the evidence. Sometimes judges do that. If they see, this looks a bit dodgy, this case, but I know it's them. But, in regards to the evidence, the way the police handled it, I think sometimes, the judge might be a bit lenient sometimes because of the way the police went about it. Do you know what I mean? Because I got 14, my mate got 12, and my other two mates got 6. That's how it ended up.
And why do you think you got the most? Because you were firing at Del Bill?
They couldn't prove that.
Yeah.
Because I didn't go guilty.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what I do know is when it was time for sentencing, everyone in the dock handed in a letter. I don't know what was in them letters, but I can probably guess because of, obviously, I know how solicitors work. Yeah, just write the letter and say it was him that done it and and used as a passenger and and blah-de, blah-de, blah. And then when you look at my record and you look at their records, I'm consistently getting worse.
Yeah.
And I'm consistently in prison. So I could see that because they all got 6 really, but the other guy who got 12, he got 6 for that and 6 on top for some drugs that he got nicked with.
Yeah.
When they arrested him for this. When they came for him, they found drugs on him too. But everyone got 6s.
What was that feeling like when you sat in the dock and he went, Quincey, you're getting 14?
Do you know what, yeah? When I first heard it, I was... Because what happened was before I got sentenced, I said to I was praying. I was downstairs praying and I was saying, whatever happens, just don't let me feel it. That's what I was saying. Just don't let me feel it, innit? So obviously when I went upstairs, I'm not sure in the order we got sentenced, but I think I might have got sentenced first. I think I got sentenced first. And I was like, I wasn't stunned. I wouldn't say I was stunned. And I was a bit more kind of not happy, but
relief
that I didn't hear it closer. Because what they was doing, let's get back to that, what we're saying about the steaming. What they was doing, what they tried to do, the prosecutor said, when it comes to sentencing, he said, no, actually, put his hand up and he said, we have, we got something, we got I don't know what they called it, but he wanted a point of law or something. And he said, yeah, this guy here, he's entitled to, life sentence. Yeah. And the judge said, on what grounds? He said, because of, because when he looks at my record, all he saw was robbery. So, and then you got this in it. Some 3 strikes and out stuff.
Yeah.
That's what he was trying to say with me. But then, obviously, my sister came to me, spoke to me, and I told him, look, them robberies, no one's ever been touched. See what I was saying to you before? Yeah. So what they done is, they adjourned it, they got all the robberies, the actual read-ups on all of them. And we had to sit down in court going through all of them, to prove that no one got touched.
Yeah.
And then because of that, because there was no violence, even though they technically changed the law to robbery. If you see robbery on a charge, you think violence.
Yeah.
But because there was no robbery, there was no violence, the judge didn't give me life. So obviously I was already in that place where thinking I'm going to get life. So when I heard 14,
it was a bonus.
But then when I heard their sentences, I was kind of pissed off. Do you get what I'm saying? Because I wasn't even first on an indictment. The reason I wasn't first on an indictment is because there was hardly any evidence against me. The first on the indictment was my mate. The one outside his house.
Yeah.
Like the case was built around him, like his cars. They found receipts in his cars that linked them to each other on another day. Like people try to say, oh, I don't know him.
Yeah.
But then they had you at a petrol station on another day together. So the whole case was kind of built around him. So he was first on the indictment. Do you know what I mean? So I was just trying to sit there, and trying to just be undercover, if you get what I'm saying. Just try to be undercover in the dock and go like, yeah, I'm just here by mistake.
Why do you think they gave you more than the other lads? Forget the half-dayers, like the full-dayers.
Yeah.
They're probably gutted they got half day. They've got 6 when they should have got 5 on an half day.
Yeah.
But like, why do you think you got the most? Purely record?
My record.
Do you reckon they were thinking, he's a proper nuisance, let's get him off the streets?
No, well, like I said, the prosecutor tried, didn't it? He tried, he put his hand up, there's a case of point of law here, bloody, this guy here, he's been committing violent offences, this is third strike out, bloody, and he tried to do that. But at the same time, like I said, I don't know what people wrote in them letters, to tell you the truth.
Okay.
Men could have written anything.
What's your gut feeling what was written in there?
My gut feeling, I can't speak for everybody, but I know someone must have said it was him that done it.
Yeah. Out of the 4 other lads?
Well, one of them hadn't even been caught yet.
Yeah.
So there was 3 lads.
Yeah.
So I reckon out of one of them, 100%, someone would have said, yeah, like, I know how solicitors work.
Yeah.
So the solicitor would have said, yeah, just write a letter and just say it was him.
Yeah.
He done this. You was in the car. You told him not to do it.
Yeah, okay.
You told him not to do it as well, but he didn't listen. He took it into his own hands. They'll believe him. They'll believe you because of his record.
Yeah, okay.
He looks like a violent man, through his record. So I believe that, I don't believe everyone did, but I believe definitely someone would have.
Do you know?
Someone would have said.
Do you know if you got a gut feeling who did?
No.
So out of those 3, I
couldn't swear for anyone.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And you're talking about mates, right? We're going back to pals here, mates. When you're banged up, any mates are proper mates would come and visit. Were any of your mates anywhere to be seen? On
that sentence? No, I didn't see nobody. I didn't see no one. But also, why I say I can't swear for anybody within the letters, because when your solicitor told you to write a letter, no one ever told me, are you writing a letter as well?
Right, okay.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay.
Like, I reckon all 3 of their solicitors conspired.
Yeah. Why did your solicitor not say, you write a letter?
Because they might have not told my solicitor.
Right, okay.
They might have
got
conspired together and say, listen,
we'll get all ours reduced.
Reduced. Let's all write a letter.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, they don't tell you what to write in the letter, but just write a letter of being remorseful and whatever else you want to add in there.
Yeah.
But no one ever told me to write. Like, even the guy, say there's 2 of them that didn't say anything, that it was me. Like, even them 2 didn't even say, yeah, you should write a letter to get your thing. No one said anything to me about writing a letter. Everyone just kept it secret. And then when it was time for sentence, I see everyone just handing over these letters to their barristers. I thought, right, what's that? Do you know what I mean? No one warned.
So you got a 14. You said, you rolled back a little bit earlier, you said that the next time you saw those lads you were hunting for was in Nick. Yeah. Whereabouts?
In Long Larton.
Long Larton.
And they should have been in Long Larton because they was in remand. Long Larton's convicted.
Yeah.
So for me, it was another thing of was another thing of they've been getting put in jail for some shootings.
Yeah.
Right? And then I know how it works. You getting in jail, put in jail for shootings, and the police are trying to build a case against you. Right? So they're building a case against you to show that you're gang affiliated. Yeah. Put them in the same jail as me, so we can attack each other, and then you can write reports against the guy that's been in jail for all this gang stuff. Okay. And then it creates a picture for when you're giving it to the judge, because like I said, I'm convicted. Yeah. They're on remand. They shouldn't even be in my prison. They should be nowhere near my prison.
What, that you reckon they were thrown in there to wind you up, to have a tear up? Or do you think they were thrown in there to have a tear up so then they can get nicked?
No, not to get to help them get convicted. Yeah. As in, i.e., not to get convicted to do me anything, but if you've just come in this prison and straight away you're fighting this guy who's fully convicted of gang-related stuff,
they'll get,
it helps them when they're writing the reports to say, look, this guy, these are gang-affiliated. That's probably why they was doing them shootings out there, because it's all connected and bloody, just to create a picture. Because like I said, you shouldn't be in my prison. I'm a convicted prison. You're on remand. You should be nowhere near me.
How long were you in Nick for when you went down to Long Lartin before you saw these lads?
Around 6 years.
So 6 years.
Around 6
years.
And
what feeling when you sat in the prison that day, then where were you when you clocked it that they've just come in?
No, so basically I was in the gym. Yeah. I was in the gym playing football. And then I looked to the left and they just started walking in.
How many?
3 of them. No, 2. 2. Yeah, 2. 2. They just walked in there. As soon as we set his eyes on each other, it was just like dogs. You get what I'm saying? I ran to them, they ran to me. And we just started fighting. Just like that. You can see I got a bite. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah. Fucking hell, one of them beat me there. Yeah. I was on top of one. Yeah. And the other one was back behind me kicking me. My face fell in his face and he just bit me. So when he bit me, I don't know if I'm watching too much movies or anything, but I just put my hands under his head and just kept his face closer to my. Yeah, okay. Yeah, kept him closer there because he couldn't move. I was kicking me in my back, but by that time the screws took him off me and that was the end of that. Do you know what I mean? But it's like it was set up for that. Yeah. It's like, how can you come into the prison that you're not supposed to be in and then walk into the gymnasium your first day in prison and see me in there? And
what's that mood like after you've had a tear up? You know where they are on the wing, in your wing. You're in the same prison. Yeah. Have the guards, has everyone around the screws have you clocked it and gone, right, I've got to keep these apart, or they're like, crack on?
I don't know what they done, because basically the next day I saw one of them. He was going to I think he was going to a solicitor visit because he had all these papers. I saw him, chased him, he dropped his papers and he ran through into another wing. Yeah. So it's like, I don't know if they're setting these things up or just allowing them to happen. I don't know, but I saw him, and really and truly, after that happened in the gym, I shouldn't be seeing him again. Yeah. I shouldn't get a chance to see him, but I did.
I
didn't get my hands on him, but
did you want to see him again?
Yeah, I wanted to see him again. I wanted to see him again. I mean, but I didn't speak to an officer to say, can you set it up or anything? It's just, I'm going on free flow through the free flows, like when everyone's going to work. Yeah. So when everyone's going to work, everyone kind of like goes through the same corridors and walk past each other. It's not a long distance you can cover.
How far, roughly, so I can...
Like
20 meters or something.
All right, you see at the car park. Yeah. See the top of the, you see that when you're coming down into yours. So there, and where the cars are. Yeah, okay. So probably like that, just
20 meters.
Corridor. Okay. And there's like gates coming off each one where each wing is. So you come off and you go that way to education, or you go, like a screw will be down the end waiting for you to come through. Yeah. But then there's that little space where there's no screw.
And that's where it can kick off.
Right there. Okay. But there's cameras. Yeah. But no one don't care about the cameras.
Yeah.
It's just officers there, be able to stop it if there's not.
How much paranoia goes through your head when that kicked off, going, right, how many are there of them in here? When am I going to see them next?
I knew how much. There was 3 of them in there. I've already done. Yeah. Like by the time that happened, I started putting feelers out and finding out where and when to me, like, there's 3 of them over there. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know, there was 4. There was 4. There was 4 of them.
And one of you?
Yeah, one of me. But obviously I've got...
Do you have pals?
I've got friends in the prison. Okay. But obviously they ain't in this war with me. Yeah. Obviously,
they got your back, but they're not going to go fight.
They got my back, but they're not. Yeah, they're not in the war with me. Do you know what I mean? So they could see them and walk past them.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? But maybe if they saw me fighting with them, they might help or join in.
Okay.
But they ain't got the same enthusiasm as me. Where if all 4 of them saw me, they'll probably attack me at the same time.
Where's the easiest place to be attacked? Having a shower?
Yeah, or in your cell.
Or in your cell?
First thing, as soon as it unlocks.
So as soon as your cell's, you can't lock this, obviously you can't lock it from inside. Can you barricade it up knowing that you could get jumped in there?
You don't have to come out your cell.
But people, people can go in your cell, right?
Yeah, but as soon as that door opens, you can just kick it back.
Okay.
And it's locked.
Oh, it's locked, is it?
Straight, it's locked. Yeah,
Right,
like, as soon as the door opens, like association, the screw opens every door.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to come out, you can just kick your door back and it locks. The screw might open it and gonna say, "What's wrong?" You say, "I don't want to come out.
Yeah.
I'm just relaxing, or I'm stressed out, or whatever." And that'll be the end of that.
What year did you get nicked? Roughly?
2001.
2001.
Yeah.
And you ended up doing 10 of the 14.
I came out 2011.
Yeah, you ended up to 10 of the 14. What did you learn in there? Did you learn that you don't want to get back into the world that you've been in, to come out and be calm and try to live a straight life?
You know what, yeah? I was doing that sentence for a long time. Well, you know what? When I say I was doing that sentence for a long time, you got to remember, from 15, 3 years, 5 months out, 5 years, 6 months out, then 14. So from 15 to 32, I've been out for 11 months.
Jesus Christ.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Wow.
So really and truly, like I say, when I'm doing that sentence, I've been doing that sentence from then. It's like one sentence to me. Do you know what I mean? I've only had 2 breaks, which is a 5 months and 6 months. And within that time, obviously in a short space of time, I had a lot of energy that got put into the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So when I sat on this sentence, on the big sentence, like after those 2 didn't really affect me. I just came straight back, jumped back out. Like I couldn't wait to get out, to get back involved. But what happened on this sentence was, there was a stage where I was just drinking hooch and, smoking weed. But then my sister's, you see that guy, he got killed, innit? He was on home leave.
Which one?
My sister's boyfriend.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he got killed on home leave. Yeah, and obviously before he got killed, he wanted to do music. And he used to write me like songs over and over and over and again. But obviously I wasn't really taking it serious, because I'm more thinking about the get back, with these guys when we get out. Yeah. I was thinking, I said, I can't really do that. I said, like, I'll be in the background and that. Do you know what I mean? But he's like, nah, trust me, we're going to make money. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. And then one day he was on home leave. And then I spoke to him on the phone, and he said he was at my sister's. I said, bro, you can't be down there. You got to stay out the area. Do you know what I mean? He said, yeah, don't worry, man. Don't worry. And then he said to me, he was saying to me, yeah, like, you know I love you and that, innit? I said, yeah, I know. He's him, no, you don't know. He's him, I love you more than you think. Do you know what I mean? And I was thinking, bro, what's bringing us on? He's him, nah, man, I just love you so much, man. I want the best for you and da. I'm going to show you. I was like, yeah, I hear that. He said, nah, man, you don't get it. And then within 2 hours, the chaplain come to my finger and said, yeah, your friend's been killed. Do you know what I mean? He's got shot in Brixton. I mean, not in Brixton, in Camberwell. Do you know what I mean? And I was like, raw.
What was his name?
Tipsy, Eric. R.I.P. But
what year?
I think it's around 2006.
Okay.
So.
Do you know who did it?
Yeah, I don't know who directly done it, but I just know it comes from them, that same set of people. That's what I'd say. Do you know what I mean? Like, everyone would think the same as well. Like, because he's not a guy that's even got problems with people.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's just that situation, and obviously, people from his area conspired with whoever done it. Do you know what I'm saying? Because obviously, a lot of people in his area was jealous of him. Do you know what I mean? And jealous of our relationship. So, yeah, I can imagine it was them. People from his area and people from my area. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, that happened. And then that broke my heart, you get me? And then maybe around a year after that, I mean the little guy, he got shot. No, first he never got shot. What happened to him was,
how much younger was he than you? Roughly, how many years?
Say I was 21, say he was 17.
Okay.
Or 18, something like that. But obviously I'm much more mature at this age, you know, because obviously I grew up very fast. Do you know what I mean? So he was like little bro. Do you know what I mean? And he acted like little bro. So so basically what happened was he was in Nando's, and he was in Nando's, and someone that he had a problem with came in there, tried to shoot him.
In Nando's?
In Nando's.
In Brixton?
Nah, in Shepherd's Bush.
In the bush, okay.
Because he's not from Brixton, he's from West, he's from Shepherd's Bush.
Okay.
Yeah, his name is Jermaine.
Yeah.
And while he was in there, someone come in there, tried to shoot him. But he had his gun on him, innit? So he shot back in the Nando's. And then he shot him, and the guy ran out, jumped in his car, and then crashed his car through an estate agent window, you know, because he's been shot.
Yeah.
So obviously my friend got arrested for that, and he got arrested for, you know, the shooting at police.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he got not guilty for both of them. I think that one was self-defense, you know, in the Nando's. Yeah, I don't know how that works.
Self-defense, you can shoot back at someone if they shot you.
He got not guilty. It's in the paper. He got not guilty. He shot the guy coming shooting him, and he shot him back. And the guy crashed through some estate agent window because obviously he was, you know, by the time he was adrenaline, and then he just died on the steering wheel. He got not guilty.
He died. That lad died for the stage, didn't he?
He died, yeah, he died.
And he got not guilty?
He got not guilty. He got not guilty. I don't know how. He got guilty for the shooting at police and that. He came out. So, you know, when he came out, you know, he must have thought he was untouchable. Yeah. Yeah. And then he got up to the same old stuff. And then one day he went to link one guy. And
he went to what?
He went to meet one guy.
Yeah.
Got in his car. He sat him down in the car, and then I think the guy shot him through the back. Do you know what I mean? And then obviously he didn't die, but he was in hospital. And he was in hospital for long. And I used to talk to him on the phone in prison, you know, on the mobile. So I used to talk to him all the time. And when he was in hospital, he used to just say, yeah, I'm getting better. And then he got out. He got out of the hospital. He was only out for a few months, and then he got back into the hospital. And I was talking to him. He said, yeah, man, my insides just feel hot. It's hot all the time. Just keep eating ice poles. I just want ice poles. And I said, you'll be all right, man. You'll be all right. And then the next day he just died. Do you know what I mean? And then obviously where I was talking to him all the way through it, that one hurt a lot as well. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Because I was talking to him and I could hear his voice, you know, changing, you know, getting weaker and weaker and weaker. It was kind of like I was there. Do you know what I mean? So that one hit me differently. Then after that, I just started taking ease, like every weekend.
What, when you come out?
No, inside.
Inside,
I was inside when I heard both of them.
Both of them, yeah. The 2006-ish.
2006, 2007, that same kind of era, one after the other. I just started taking ease from Thursday to Monday, basically. Monday, I'd probably go back to normal, but I'd have all these it's like I had electric currents running through my head. You know the amount of ease I was taking. Like Monday, like if I didn't have them, I reckon I'd have been taking them every day. Yeah. But by the time I get to Monday, I just have all these like going through my brain. Yeah. So
how many E's roughly you take on the weekend?
I could easily take, might take 2 on Thursdays, you know, just to be mellow. Friday 6. Saturday, we really get parties started 8 to 10. Bottles of hooch. Do you know what I mean? Like we used to have parties. Like as soon as that door bust, we're all in a cell. Like it was like all of us just partying.
How many in a cell?
And these cells are small, so maybe around 15 of us.
And the screws just let you crack on?
No. We go to the top landing.
Yeah.
And then obviously, like I said, there's people that take drugs. You give them a little bit of drugs. So we're going to use your cell, but you stay at the landing, at the end of the landing, and obviously knock on if you see if you see officers coming.
What are your movements today, Quince?
Well,
What is it? You come out 2011. Are you a completely reformed new man?
completely. So what happened was I came out and I got banned from London. It's the best thing that happened to me, really. Because usually, like I said, I used to come out of prison,
Straight back in the mix.
mix, and before you know it, this has happened. But where I was up there, kind of like Franklin.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You know, that moment where I got to get away from everybody and I just got to concentrate on myself. So when I'm down in Manchester, all of the things that I used to write scripts and that. Come to when I was writing scripts, I was writing songs. All of that stuff, I started to put that into motion. So I made an album. I met some Asian guys called Aleem and that in Manchester. They made me come and use their studio.
Yeah.
I started to put that together. That gave me confidence, be able to put a project together. My friend, Jaja Souls, he was kind of like a main figure in the media world in Brixton. He got in contact with me. We done an interview. When I done my interview, spoke about my life, that again, bam, that gave me more confidence again. And then by the time the 2 years finished, I came back to the community and I had this drama series idea that I had. And then I started to, like all the people that I know from Brixton, the one thing about them that I always remember is that they got characters.
Yeah.
There's characters in it. Don't matter if they ain't got no money, don't matter nothing.
Yeah.
They got characters, like the way they act, the way they talk, the way they walk. There's like something about them. So all them characters that I knew, I thought, let me put them in a drama series. First, it was hard. Some people don't want to be on camera. They just got that attitude. Even though they're not even doing anything. They're even committing crime. No, I don't do camera. So I was fighting against all of that. But then the more I done it, people had more faith. And we done a drama series, made 3 series of it. Went to Jamaica, filmed it in Jamaica. Went to Spain, filmed it in Spain.
Good for you.
It's on my channel, Real Life TV UK. So there's like 3 series there, 56 episodes. Done that. And then after that, I went into podcasting, done a few interviews. And then now I've got my own sports show. Which I just started the other day. It's called All Sports.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at right now, trying to make that work, bringing in the community again.
And where can people find you? Where can people find your podcast? Where can people find your All Sports?
Yeah, so basically All Sports is on my page and on YouTube. It's Real Life TV UK.
Yeah.
But All Sports is spelt. It was obviously me and my friend came together. He's like, this guy, he's been my barber the whole of my life. He's been in Brixton. Yeah. His name's Glenn. Yeah. They're at Classic Barbers in Brixton. But because he's a Jamaican man, it's not all sports, it's all sports.
All sports.
Yeah. All sports. It says ARLL.
Yeah.
All sports. So it's got all that flavor. Like we film it in the barbershop. We have Super Sunday in the barbershop with a few characters.
Quality.
Yeah. And then we go out, we went to the Arsenal Stadium the week before, went to the Crystal Palace.
So you're going to have a mic, are you?
We're going to have a mic and chat to people outside the stadium.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you Arsenal fan?
I'm an Arsenal fan.
You're Arsenal fan, okay.
Yeah, I'm an Arsenal fan, yeah.
We done you last night, 3-1.
We let you have that.
we'll take it any day of the week. And you nicked Declan Rice off us.
He's a good player.
He's a good player, isn't he?
He's a good player. He's a good player. Thanks for that.
Yeah. Thanks for the 105 mil.
He done you well though, innit?
Yeah, mate.
He done you well.
Yeah.
Well, everyone's our old defender as well.
Yeah, we picked up 4 or 5 good players. Yeah, it's good.
He's a good defender,
Yeah.
That Greek guy.
Oh, he is, yeah. He's good, isn't he? Strong boy as well.
He's solid.
It's good going forward. Let him go.
Yeah, to be fair.
So, before we finish up here, have you got any words to say to your mum?
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, you know what I feel like. Yeah, and it's not even directly to my mum. Yeah, it's kind of like to women.
Yeah,
do you get what I'm saying? And I feel like like even today, some of the bad decisions that my mum made, I'm still paying for today, because you see, like even down to hate in the community based off Vincent, it all comes back to me because I'm the only one on the media. Like the rest of the family, they've just gone about their life. They don't really care about him no more. Do you get what I'm saying? But it's not like I care about him or I don't care about him. He's still someone that was in my life, innit? So like, I'm not going to forget about him. Do you know what I mean? He's still a person. He's still human. People will make mistakes and stuff like that. Do you get what I'm saying? But because I'm in the media, I will take a lot of flack. But at the same time, I can't blame him for that. But I would like women to just be more accountable and to make better decisions when they're picking these characters to come in their life, especially when you got kids for someone else. Do you get what I'm saying? Because like I said, when that happened to me, when he came into our life, we kind of became second-class citizens. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. And because of that, it was easy to, just, I don't know, maybe just disband me the way they got disbanded, because what's more important is the life that you're living, like your fun or your satisfaction or your whatever, it comes before your kids. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? That's how I felt what happened to us. Do you get what I'm saying? So I just like women to be more kind of accountable. Like I don't want to just direct at my mum, because at the end of the day, there's so many women that be doing stuff like this. And it's not just about me.
Are you saying women picking the wrong men?
Yeah, picking the wrong men.
With kids who aren't their dad, are you saying?
Yeah, no, like what I'm saying is, just forget the other kids for a moment. Like women need to be more mindful of the guys who they're choosing to be with.
Yeah, okay.
Do you get what I'm saying? And then now if you put kids in, if you've got 2 kids for someone else and then you're getting involved with them, you got to think what you're bringing them kids into now. Like you might be having fun, you might be having a life of Riley, but you got to understand, you got responsibilities that you're kind of total disregarding because you want to be with this guy or you like this guy, or like you have to be more mindful. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? Because when you make that wrong decision, you could be destroying your kid's life. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I don't want to just direct it at my mum, because there's so many women out there who need to hear this with the situation with these kids, and there's so much kids who deserve a better situation than I had. Do you get what I'm saying? Because like I said, I didn't want to be a criminal. Like by the time I got thrown out on the street, it was all about survival for me. Yeah. So it got worse and worse because I only knew one way to survive within that Brixton community, which was very violent and hostile, like I said to you. And you had to be a certain way to be able to either get what you want or just survive. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? So when I'm seeing people just jumping into crime because they think it's glamorous, or because on the internet it looks glamorous now, innit? We never had internet before, but before it was in the community. You could see that. But like I said, I was kind of steered towards it. I never had no choice. So like I said, by the time I got on the street, it was all about survival. So I just want people to be, women mostly, to be more mindful about the guys, the characters that they're picking, especially if they've already got kids. Yeah. Because you could make the wrong decision and destroy their life. That's kind of the message that I want to put out there. You get me?
Fair play, man. Quincy.
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed this.
No problem, so have I.
Mate, I've thoroughly enjoyed it, mate. Thank you for your honesty. And this is true.
You asked for it.
Yeah, mate. We said before, didn't we?
That message
cards
last
on
night,
the table.
I said, you want the honesty?
Mate, I said cards on the table.
That's how I am anyway.
Wicked, man. Mate, I've really enjoyed your company.
Yeah, you me too, man. Make sure you call me though when it comes to the sports event. I want to come down and do some interviews.
Quality. Yeah? You're a good man.
Thanks, man, bro.
Yeah, thank you. Cheers,
you.
Quince. Hi guys, I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Can you do us a favour and subscribe to the channel? It's totally free and it massively helps our show. Cheers, guys.